Hello and welcome back to the Banker's Masterclass series in partnership with CaixaBank, entitled Innovation to Fuel Recovery. I'm Joy McNight, Managing Editor of The Banker, and I'm joined by Mariona Vicens, who's Head of Innovation and Digital Transformation at CaixaBank. In the second chapter of this series, we're diving deeper into digital transformation strategy and innovation. Mariona, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks.
So how has investment in digital capabilities really helped banks weather the COVID storm?
I think that most of the financial institutions had already taken action in terms of getting ready for the change in consumer behavior because we all faced challenges from new entrants and we had very different behavior for how customers, especially the younger segments, were using digital channels. I think this has been critical to be ready to face this complicated situation where we have had to move all the operations in a remote setting, especially last spring. And we have basically accelerated some of the changes and some of the investments we had already initiated back in 2019.
Okay. So how has CaixaBank really adjusted its digital transformation strategy during the pandemic?
I think we had to revise some of the initiative we had started in 2019. Especially, we have launched an effort to be ready for all the remote work our employees have had to work with during the pandemic. And secondly, we have had to also revisit and push more all the processes to ensure that everything was ready for remote in the branches in all the segments. It has been an interesting time because we have identified opportunities to improve and to push forward our strategy.
Okay. And where would you say that artificial intelligence and machine learning is being best applied in banks? Where can it really make a real difference?
In our situation, we had already been very active in machine learning for several years now. We had success in risk analysis and also in getting ready for our commercial strategy, especially next best action, especially also how we adjust the digital experience based on the customer behavior when surfing the mobile app and the web. What we've seen now is that in the context of COVID, we have also used analytics in a different way. We have been able to analyze the behavior of a much broader set of customers because we have much more customers interacting with us through digital, and we have enriched our data. And it has also been very critical in the context on how we deal with the difficulties of our customers. We've had to support our customers in difficult times. So we are leveraging analytics, especially the risk departments, in which customers, in which situations we need to anticipate that they will have financial or they will require financial support from us. And it's very important tool in that context. We are also able to combine many different data, also taking into consideration the public data from the pandemic that the different regional governments are publishing.
Okay. Obviously, during the pandemic, there's been a real shift towards contactless payments. How can biometrics be applied to help increase contactless payments?
We had been very active in biometrics since 2-3 years ago. We had even deployed a solution in our ATMs where customers basically didn't have to touch the ATM and they could just get the operations and the identification process done because of biometrics, because of facial recognition. We never thought this would be applied in a context of a global pandemic, to be very sincere. I think nobody could have ever imagined that. It has been very interesting to see how customers are approaching these technologies in a very different way because they feel safer We've also seen an uptake in the contactless payments, as you mentioned, and it was already very much deployed in Spain with high usage among the customers. But definitely we've seen a significant decrease in the usage of cash. And we see that all the solutions that could have been perceived as a bit far-fetched some time ago now are very much accepted by customers and very much willing to try them out.
Excellent. And then what other digital innovations has CaixaBank rolled out during the pandemic?
Basically, what we've been working a lot is how we facilitate the possibility of customers to interact with the branches. We've had deployed all the appointments online with the associate you have in the branch. We didn't have this rollout across all the different regions and across all the different branches. So we have and we plan to continue facilitate the way the customers can interact with their associates in the branches. I think this has been one of the key areas of focus. The second area, I mentioned it before, has been many different tools we had been piloting, but now they are all deployed for our employees so they can work from home in an efficient way. I think this second set of initiative has been probably a leapfrog regarding where we were a year ago.
Well, thank you so much for your insights, Mariona.
Thank
In
you.
the third part of this masterclass series, we'll be looking at emerging disruptive banking models.